Hey, what's up guys? So I have seen several videos now with title and subject being about tourism is dying in the Philippines and expats are leaving the Philippines, giving up on the Philippines. A bit of a doom and gloom theme and trend that's kind of happened a little bit on social media over the last while. I don't know if you've seen these kind of videos or if you've watched them, but it did make me curious, right? Obviously, I live here. I love living here. Is that true? I don't know. I'll use Sikihor for example because it's one of my favorite islands and it's right there staring at me right now. So I'm going to talk about it. I first went to Sikihor 3.5 years ago and it was way different then than it is now. So over the course of 3.5 years, has it gotten less touristy or more touristy? Way more touristy. It's developed lots of new restaurants, new accommodations. Some cool stuff's happening over there. There's definitely a focus on like atmosphere and unique experiences and things like that happening. Talked to someone that went to Siargao recently, kind of explained it to be the same way. I went to El Nido, Palawan, and I've been to Coron over the last couple of years. I don't know, seem to be thriving. My friends just went to Boracay very recently, said it was, packed with people, and I don't think tourism's dying here in the Philippines. Now, I did check some stats. I wanted to throw that into this video as well. I didn't do extensive research, but it was pretty clear that the stats supported that things are not dying here in the Philippines. In fact, overall through 2025, things were flat with some increase. Since the beginning of 2026, it's been off to a good start. It's been more increase, more people, more visitors coming. Now, it doesn't separate age, demographics, where they're coming from, what's their purpose. Is it for a 2-week vacation, backpacker versus an expat coming here to move here or for a discovery trip? But overall, things are trending up, not down. But it did point out a few things like South Koreans on the decline, not drastic, but on the decline. So less and less South Koreans are coming here as tourists to the Philippines. China, big decline since COVID. Like really, really big decline and hasn't recovered at all. But Canadians, Americans, Australians, increasing, more and more coming to the Philippines. And I would imagine with those countries, we're probably talking expats, guys like me and you, people that watch my channel. That is a definite movement happening around the world. And I think a lot of people continue to focus on the Philippines as one of their best options for that. And what I notice objectively, living in Dumaguete, spending time in Manila and Cebu City recently, in the expat hubs, more people, more meetups, more things happening, more new faces. I think objectively things are moving up, not down. There'll always be tourists that come here and expats that come here and realize it's not the right fit for them. And I do want to talk about why I think that is. I mean, there's definite things I've mentioned on the channel before and you've probably heard about. There are things that disappoint people. Let's just talk tourism, for example. You watch the videos, social media, incredible landscapes, everything's beautiful, and then you get here and you go to El Nido, and yeah, the landscape's incredible, but you might notice things are a little messy. You might see some waste management concerning things. You might see unfinished construction everywhere, unfinished stuff just sitting around, even in the premium areas of the Philippines. I noticed that without a doubt. It's a thing. The other thing I would have to say that I noticed in these tourist areas that are, where all the focus is there's a big focus on collecting the money, selling you stuff, right? The typical Philippines friendliness and vibe that I love, that everyone loves, that's just your general life in the Philippines. That's regular people, regular life, all around the Philippines. But these concentrated tourist areas or tourist destinations, even Apple Island, which is just over here, which is a really cool spot, and Sikihor, there are aspects of it that I think rub people a little bit the wrong way, like such an emphasis on collecting the fee and not as much of an emphasis on the experience, right? So they know this is an opportunity, and this isn't just exclusive to the Philippines. Let's be fair, this is tourist spots everywhere, guys. There's a focus on the money and how can we monetize this and how can we turn this into something that can be a tourist business. It's happening here. And I think if it's a little bit off balance and it's too much of a focus on the fee and not enough focus on, well, let's clean this up. Let's make this super organized and let's finish this job instead of leaving it half finished. And let's focus on the experience and what the people are getting out of this as opposed to just collect the fee. This is feedback that I've been getting from other people. I've experienced things like this too. And I think these are some of the things that will rub some people the wrong way. And some of those people will not return here. Of course, that is true. I honestly think the Philippines has the most potential in all of Southeast Asia for expat life and tourism life because it has so much to offer. And hopefully things just trend in the right direction when it comes to the stuff that people do complain about. But when we're talking incredible nature, unique landscapes, friendly people, safety, English speaking, thousands of islands, and on, clearly tons of potential, just not fully there yet. And I think that if you're expecting more or wanting more, it might not be the right fit for you. But this is the most important message with this whole video, guys. You being most likely a guy like me that's thinking about coming here for possibly life over here. When it comes to these tourist spots, guys, and I think of all the best times that I've had in the Philippines, and I've had a lot of them, none of them are in the tourist spots. All of my top 20 moments in the Philippines are off the beaten path. That's a way better experience for me, and I think for you guys as well. If you're gonna go to the top spots, just know what you're getting into. Know that the vibe is going to be different. I don't think it represents the Philippines. I don't think the vibe from the Filipino people is this representative of the rest of the Philippines. I went to El Nido with my buddy 2 years ago, and yeah, we noticed it was just one day after another. You can just feel it, man. There are people out selling you stuff, and I've heard Boracay's the same. Then you pick tour A, B, C, or D, you hop on the boat, and they just say the same thing every day, and you just go through the motions. And I don't know, it leaves me a little bit like, whatever. The next day we rented scooters. We went off the beaten path a little bit. We met some farmer that works on the rice fields with his carabao. He was a cool young guy. He was actually educated too, and he helps manage all of that with his family. And we paid him to take us on a tour of his property. He had a private property on the ocean with a mountain that we hiked. Took us through the rice fields, teaching us about the farming, the carabao, up this beautiful jungle mountain, looking back at this amazing coast in El Nido. Mind-blowing, beautiful, cool, not touristy at all, no one else there. There's opportunities for this everywhere in the Philippines. I mean, all the time. It doesn't take much. That's why the Philippines, in my opinion, is the best to have a life of freedom, to have a life of adventure. Sure, you have these top tourist spots and they're easy to get to. But even if you go to those spots, guys, you can break away and go have a unique experience. Or you just skip them entirely and you go to some more obscure places and you get into that wanderlust adventure mindset that I know a lot of you guys can relate to and have some of the best experiences, guys. The little obscure local touristy spots where it's not like a bunch of foreigners and backpackers and it's just some local tourists and not much else than that, that's the best. I do want to point out just a couple of options for you guys to consider. I went to Dinagat Island after going to Siargao, and I didn't like Siargao, the General Luna area, because of what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like you arrive at the airport, they file you in these vans to your backpacker resort or your hotel, wherever you're staying. It's just packed with people. I didn't like it. I did rent a scooter and I went north. If you go to Siargao, go north. It's way better. I loved it up there. But after that, I went to Dinagat Island, took a ferry, total adventure, totally amazing. Some of the most pristine water, beaches, limestone cliffs that look like Palawan without any tourists at all. It was incredible. Now it's been 3 years, so it's probably built up a little bit. Talked to some of the resort owners there. When I say resort, really simple resorts. And they were wanting it to develop. They want the revenue. This is the catch-22, right? Naturally, it's good for the economy, it's good for the local businesses, but it changes the vibe, changes the experience. And so keep that in mind. But the Philippines is just filled with opportunity for adventure. But back to the main point of the video, is Philippines tourism dying? Not at all. It's growing. Does it have way more potential to boom? Absolutely, it does. But I think getting off the beaten path as an expat, it's way better anyways. Last thing I want to point out, guys, don't believe everything you read. Don't just read a headline and believe it. And I know a lot of people do. They will see that YouTube title saying tourism is dying in the Philippines, expats are leaving the Philippines, doom and gloom. Same goes for overhyping, right? Same goes for those paradise videos. You can live like a king for 1,000 and it's nothing but pristine beauty everywhere in the Philippines. Don't believe anything that is just over the top, right? Whether it be positive or negative. I think coming here is really your best bet. Don't over commit to anything. Come here with an open mind. I think the message that I gave you as far as getting off the beaten path and having the unique experience here in the Philippines is really what makes the Philippines great. I think it's a country that is unique to other Asian countries where, let's just say Thailand, for example, their most beautiful options and all their beach options, it's more established there, guys. It's more infrastructure's there. They've been doing it for a while. It's book the tour, get on the boat, pay the fee, do all that. They have that here in some areas, but there's just so many other options, guys, to do that without that built up tourist type of thing, which makes the Philippines so unique. So I think that's how you make the most of it. What's up? Ooh, buko! Enjoy! Lami kayo! So good. See ya. They're collecting some coconut locally here, some kids. Anyways, that's what it's all about, guys. Even moments like that. And that kind of moment, the hello, what's up, with the locals, happens on a daily basis, especially outside of the tourist zones. It's different there, guys. It's different. Not to say it's bad and not to say you're not going to like it, but if you want unique, awesome Philippines, explore, adventure, you'll enjoy it. Trust me. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. More videos to come. Take care.